2015, governments from across the world came together and agreed on a set of ambitious goals and targets to be achieved by 2030. This set of 17 goals are known as the Sustainable Development Goals. 6 years later, and the awareness level of the goals in Ireland is still relatively low. The SDG Roadshow set out to address this issue by cycling across Ireland, engaging people and communities in discussions and workshops. The roadshow involved 2 bikes going in different journeys. The first one was cycled by Nick and started in Sligo, with stops in Longford, Moat, Tullamore, Athenry, Castlebar before returning to Sligo. The second bike was cycled by Bobby and started in Drogheda. That journey included stops in Navan, Mullingar, Moat, Tullamore, Kilcock, Dublin and Mosney. Goal 8. Many people who are involved in what's known as development studies feel that this is a little bit like driving with the handbrake on. That a lot of the goals are moving towards sustainability, but that economic growth essentially, arguably, is the opposite. And that because economic growth relies on the use of so many resources, is that sustainable? And so that's the key question for this goal. So not so much the decent work part, but it's the economic growth part that some people, not everybody, some people find a little bit problematic. And for that reason, it's arguably one of the more challenging goals. talk about these big things, sustainable development goals, you can start off with the United Nations, but for us we feel it's important not to. So that you start off with people's realities, like the lived realities that people go through in their local communities, however you define them. So it doesn't have to be geographically, it could be part of a GAA club, it could be part of a church group, it could be part of whatever community you think is important. There's a report every year called the Sustainable Progress Index, and so out of the main kind of countries that Ireland would be compared to, so like a lot of those EU countries, Ireland is 11th out of 15. So it's quite low, you know? So there's a lot of room for improvement on a lot of goals in Ireland. Was there any questions that any of you would have about this sustainable development goals? Maybe, you know, when you were coming thinking about it, was there anything that you'd like to know a bit more about? Yeah. Day 3 of the SDG Roadshow.
Yeah, it's going great. So like it was about 90 kilometres from Sligo to Longford. There was some roadworks going on, so we had an impromptu SDG workshop on the side of the road while I was waiting for the road to be tarmac. How's it going for you?
Yeah, not bad. So like day 1 was Drogheda to Mullingar for me, workshop in Mullingar, and then yesterday met up with yourself in Moat, and then behind us we had a workshop in Tullamore, which I think went well. There was a nice mix of people there.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was really great. Yeah, it was a lovely workshop.
How long is King Oak here, Tom?
Well, history reckons King Oak has been here around 800 years.
Wow.
And has developed, of course, different life forms over the centuries, and what we see here today is an extraordinary wide oak, probably the widest and oldest in Europe.
Trees and forests, of course, are connected to the Sustainable Development Goals. They're, you know, some would say key. And I know your work, Tom, in Just Forests over the years is very much focused on that.
Forests are essential to the success of not only 1 or 2 or 3 of the Sustainable Development Goals, but all 17 of the goals. At the moment in Just Forests, we're doing a new programme linking every goal to some aspect of forestry, people's lives, people's livelihoods, people's reliance on nature. If we don't get the forestry issue right, the Sustainable Development Goals, sadly, will fail.
Spinning out of Athenry, so massive thank you to Amacetia and the Wheels of Athenry for coming to the workshop last night. It was really successful, and yeah, it was a pleasure to meet you all. Really enjoyed it.
thought I had 63 kilometres cycle to Sligo, whereas it turns out actually I've got 83. Anyway, go for a cause and it's nice to be on the bike again. So there we go, Sligo there at home.
So here we are in Mosney, County Meath, day 5 of the SDG Roadshow. This has been the last workshop of 10 workshops that we've done over the last 5 days in numerous communities across the country. We've met with lots of really cool people. We've engaged lots of audiences, stakeholders, communities in trying to raise awareness of the Sustainable Development Goals. So we've played our part. The key thing now is the people that we've engaged, will they? The SDG Roadshow was undoubtedly a success. We introduced the goals to many people in villages and towns across the country. We met with organisations and people that are making significant contributions to achieving the goals in Ireland and in other countries. We also received lots of very positive media coverage. We know what we need to do to make our communities and world more just, equitable and sustainable. Personal and collective actions and behaviour matters. People can make a difference. The question is, will we?